Hello and welcome to cookingflavors.com. Our channel is aimed at teaching beginners the ABCs of Indian cooking. We bring to you the very basic, simple, easy to learn and cook recipes and a guide to the most essential cooking strategies. Keep watching and enjoy our recipes. For today's recipe, we look at the preparation of a very tasty and delicious chana dal kurma. This is called Senagapappu Pulusu in Telugu. This is like your normal kurma, like you make any other kurma, but the secret and the most highlighted ingredient in this dish is the chana dal or kadala parappu that you can say in Tamil. Now we'll take a look at the list of ingredients that we need for this. I've taken about a half cup of chana dal here. I've already cooked this chana dal in my pressure cooker. I've poured just enough water for it to immerse the dal. I've added a little bit of baking soda because I did not soak the dal. If you have soaked the dal at least for about half an hour, then you don't have to add baking soda. So just pour water and pressure cook the dal. Now see, I have not completely smashed the dal. You should find the dal here. You should find the dal. The dal should be there and should not be completely smashy. I've taken about just one potato, peel the skin and cut them into small cubes. Potatoes are totally optional. Don't add any other vegetables other than potato. Just one tomato cut into small pieces, just one onion. This dish doesn't require much onions at all. If you want, you can add more onions. This is about 2 cinnamon sticks, 2 cardamoms, 3 cloves, star anise, about a teaspoon of fennel seeds. This is about a tablespoon of chili powder. It also has coriander powder in it. So if you have them separately, take that separately. About a teaspoon of turmeric powder, ginger garlic paste, tablespoon, a few coriander leaves, 2 bay leaves. And this is about a thick coconut paste. This will be just about 1 cup of coconut paste. Now we look at the preparation. I've taken a kadai and added about 2 tablespoons of oil. Once the oil is hot, I've added a teaspoon of fennel seeds and I'm sauteing that a little. Once that is done, I'm adding in the whole garam masala like the cinnamon sticks, cloves, cardamom, star anise and the bay leaves. We'll stir that a little. And now I'm adding the coriander leaves directly into the oil. Always add coriander leaves directly into the oil to give your dish a very good flavor. After that is done, I'm adding just 1 onion and a little bit of salt for the quick frying or the sauteing of the onions, and we'll saute that well. Now goes in about a tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste. We'll mix them all well and we'll fry it till the onions and the ginger and garlic paste give out their raw smell. Now goes in about just half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and we'll mix them well. Now we'll add in the tomatoes. Just 1 medium-sized tomato is more than enough for this dish. We'll mix that all well. I'm adding about a tablespoon of chili powder. My chili powder also contains coriander powder in it. And we'll add the required amount of salt. We'll stir that all well till they combine well with the masala. As I told you, if you have coriander powder separately, for every 1 tablespoon of chili powder, add 2 tablespoons of coriander powder. Now once that has been sauteed well, I'm covering it with a lid and we'll allow the tomatoes to cook down thoroughly. It's been around 5 to 6 minutes and my tomatoes have been cooked. We'll take a look at how they are. If you see, my tomatoes are cooked nicely. It's nice and soft. This is the consistency of the cooking of the tomatoes that I wanted. So my tomatoes are nicely cooked. Now we'll add in the potatoes. And we'll mix till they combine well with the tomato masala. Another option here you can do is while pressure cooking your dal itself, you can steam your potato. That is, you can pre-boil your potato already and add it here. That will save you a lot of time. But adding potatoes here will give you a little bit of a crunchy effect. When you pressure cook your potatoes, it will give you a very doughy kind of a smashy effect. So any way is totally fine. You can do it any way. Now I'm adding just a little bit of water, just a little, so that the potatoes and the other masala immerse slightly in the water. We'll mix them well, and now again I'll cover it with a lid to cook the potatoes. It's been around 7 to 8 minutes and my potatoes have been cooked well. You can feel the potatoes in your mouth and see if it's cooked perfectly according to your consistency that you require. Now this is the chana dal. Usually after pressure cooking the chana dal, and if you keep it aside for some time, it will get a little stiff and tight. So you can add just a little bit of water so that you're able to mix it easily. This is the consistency that it should be in. Now we'll slowly add this into the kadai. You can see, you can still find the dal, every grain of the dal is nice and whole. It should not smash down like your tur dal that you make for sambar. You should still be able to see your dal. Now I'm mixing that all well. Here you can again check for salt. Finally, you can check for salt again after you add the coconut paste. Now I'm adding just a little bit of water so that it loosens up a little. We'll adjust the final consistency of this kurma after we add the coconut paste. Now we'll allow this to come to a nice boil. It's already cooked, don't worry, the dal is already cooked, but we'll allow it to combine with the masala and come to a boil for some time. Now it's time that we add in the coconut paste. See, it's quite a thick paste. If you don't know how much to add for this amount of this quantity of kurma, I've added just little less than half of a coconut. This is like a normal kurma. How much of coconut you will grind? It's the same thing. Don't make your coconut paste too watery. It's not coconut milk, but it's the paste. Meaning, I've added the coconut with the pulp. I've not discarded any of the coconut. I'd like to give you a small tip here. If you want to make your kurma a little rich and tasty, you can add in a few cashew nuts along with the coconut when you're grinding. When you're doing that, just soak your cashew nuts 5 minutes in warm water, then add it with your coconut and grind it. It will give your kurma a very rich taste. Another tip here is, if you don't want to add in chili powder, you can omit chili powder and grind green chilies along with your coconut. If you add chili powder, you will get a darker color of the kurma. If you add green chilies, you will get, a more a whiter kurma. So anything is totally fine. But if you're going to add green chilies, be careful. You have to cook it well till the raw flavor of the green chilies go away. So anything is fine, but a better option and easier option is red chili powder. Now, if you look, this is the consistency that we are looking at. So as I told you, this is like any other normal kurma, but the secret ingredient is the chana dal here. Check for salt again here at this point in time. This requires a little more salt, so I'm adding little more. So this is the final stage where you have to check for salt and adjust accordingly. Now we'll mix that well. Remember, for any dish or any kurma wherein you're adding coconut milk or coconut paste, you have to keep stirring it continuously, and you have to just allow one rolling boil. Adavadu just oru kodi dhaan vidano. That's the perfect consistency. If you keep boiling your cooking your korambo or kurma which has coconut in it, the taste of it will completely get spoiled. And I'm adding in a few coriander leaves at the end. Mint leaves are also optional here in this dish, but if you're adding mint leaves, don't add too much because they will start overpowering your kurma and you will not feel the taste of your kurma. So a perfect tasty different type of chana dal kurma or senagapappu pulusu is ready. This can be served with idlis, dosas, with plain rice. This is like your normal korambu that you can serve with your rice. The perfect side dishes that go with it is just like that. If you ask me, I would say any fry like your yam fry or arbi stir fry or a nice cauliflower masala will perfectly go well with this. Now, as I told you, we'll wait for that final rolling boil or that vorukodi that I told you. Now, see, it has started slowly bubbling up. I will be stirring it continuously. Once you see the bubbling, stir it continuously, or as they say in Tamil, that coconut or the tenga thirinju poidum. So I'm waiting for that vigorous boiling. So it has vigorously boiled. If you taste it in your mouth, you will taste the perfect kurma flavors. I've switched off the stove, and finally, I'm adding a few coriander leaves for the garnish. I forgot to mention, you can also serve this chana dal kurma with idiyappam and appam. Hope you enjoyed this beautiful, tasty, yet a different type of chana dal kurma or senagapappu pulusu. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video today. Visit us at cookingflavors.com and you can also follow us on Google+. Once again, I thank all my subscribers for continuously encouraging us. Thank you and see you again with another new and interesting recipe.